we've had competing energy policies among Republicans and Democrats really diverged over the past 10 years. So what I'd like to talk about, because coal has become a politicized source of energy, is remind folks that it hasn't been that way for very long. In 2005, when Republicans were running most of the DC infrastructure, they passed an energy bill which included about $10 billion in incentives, loan guarantees, and other research for clean coal technologies. And that's really traditionally what we associate right now with Republicans, is solid support for fossil fuels. But just a couple years later, Democrats were in control and they passed the Energy Independence and Security Act, which also included about $10 billion worth of incentives, loan guarantees, and research and development for fossil fuel. And that was something that Nancy Pelosi was the Speaker of the House and Harry Reid was the Majority Leader in the Senate. And so it's only been since maybe 2007, 2008, that even the leadership of the Democrat Party has said, we're going to stop promoting the coal world as much as we once did and focus on renewables. So if you were to have an energy policy produced by either of those major parties in Washington, D.C. today, you wouldn't, I don't think, get the support of Nancy Pelosi and Harry Reid for $10 billion worth of fossil fuel incentives. I think they would shift that elsewhere. Part of that is in relationship or a result of just the general advancement of technology in renewables, in wind, in solar, and whatever, and they believe that that's a more viable alternative than it once was. So as we look at the general uncertainty in our industry today, it's because of that shifting public policy as well as financial pressures among the financiers of large projects, where it's harder to get a coal project financed because a large bank is going to say, if we help you build this project, is it going to get shut down in 5 years because of CO2 policy? Is it going to be the subject of protests? My wife works downtown right across from Wells Fargo, and you see where the pipeline protesters are going into the banks. They're hitting the financiers of fossil fuel infrastructure projects. So that general uncertainty contributes to the challenge in our industry.